In this video, I'll show you what's new in version 61 of Descript Storyboard. Welcome to this video. My name is David and I hope you're well wherever you are around the world. So version 61 was released a day ago and we now have search highlights. You can now show search highlights even without entering a search term. We've moved it over to the main options menu for search, so all options are in one place. And my assumption is if I actually go back to the start, if you have highlights like this right about here, let's say we have AI highlighted and this and so on. If you come to search, you can click on this like properties icon and then go to filter by and let's say rows. So if you go for rows, there are two words here, these past few months and you are around, and that's what you'll see here. I wish that they would highlight in the same color on this other side instead of using the sand kind of color. So if you actually click on this,
the past few months have seen a lot of.
If you actually click on this again,
be well wherever you are around the world.
So it plays where you want. So that is the first update right there. And then search options. They've simplified the search options, so you can now find all of them in the slider icon next to your search query. And obviously this is all this word gaps, filler words, playback, and then we go match case, wrap around, only current composition, filter by, and all this right here. So that's highly welcome, but I wish they can make sure that whatever highlight you've selected is also applied on this other side as well. So that's the update on search. We also have the option to export a scene. So you can now export a scene. Previously you had to select and may export the current selection, but you can now export just the selected scene by selecting a scene and exporting current selection, or you can just use the current scene option during export. So if I go back to Descript Storyboard and select, let's say, this particular scene, I've selected it, go over to publish and then click on export. You can now, let's say under video, you can now export current composition, current scene, etc. So we need the current scene. Click on that and then export in the resolution that you want to export it as. This is a highly welcome addition to exporting scenes, which can save you a ton of time instead of selecting a lot of things here, and you may go out of what you do not want to include in that particular selection that you made. So that's exporting scenes. And then we now have the Drive Conductor is now available on Drive View. You can now create new projects from it, open help options, and if you paste the project link into it, the project opens. So if I go back, let's go back to projects, and to pull up the Conductor, just press on Control K and it comes up. It's the search quick options. You can add a new project, new window, help center, keyboard shortcuts. So that is highly welcome. So the drive view, you can pull up the Conductor, and then we've got the view meter now turns yellow or red as your audio approaches or begins to clip. So clipping is kind of like the audio being too loud, and it surpasses like 0 dB or something. So this is the view meter right here, and it was introduced in version 60, and I believe you can pull it from somewhere right about, where's the view toggle volume in timeline. This particular view meter, if I click on this, it's going to disappear, but if I click on it again, view or Control Alt U, it comes back, and if I play,
a few jobs that are going to be replaced by AI.
You can now see that this moves up. What if we do something different? Let's say we just crank up the volume.
Few jobs that are going to be.
You can now see it turned red, and I'm sorry if that was too loud. So I can press on Control Z to undo this particular change. But that is what happens. It turns red and also turns yellow as you approach the clipping point. So those are some of the few new releases. Highly welcome. Smaller tweaks and bugs. They fixed the timeline zooms when selecting just one segment of a layer spanning many scenes, so it doesn't zoom all the way out. And then we've got when playing back and you reach the end of the composition, they'll stop playback rather than going back to the start of the composition. Highly welcome. And markers and scenes now show up nicely when placed next to each other, and you can add scenes within a marker So this is a marker, this is a scene. So it seems you can add, let's see, you can add a scene within a marker. So just as I've mentioned, you can add a scene within a marker. Restore removed media should no longer ignore the restored media. Volume and opacity toggles now remember the value you had previously set. That's really welcome. We fixed an issue where overdubs will regenerate more surrounding words when making edits elsewhere in a composition. That's okay. Fix some bugs where replace the gap clip wasn't working. Added toggle to use a screen capture kit in recorder settings. If having trouble, change the transcription icon in the media library. How does that look like? Let's see. Yeah, so this one has been changed. It now shows with kinda lines and then the quotation marks. So that's highly welcome as well. But those are some of the few changes, and I'm using the version that was released 61.1.2 because there was some issue and they fixed occasional crashing in the editor. So it's 61.1.2. But as for the new releases, is the search highlights, the search options, export scene, drive conductor, and the volume meter right here. So that's what's new in Descript version 61. Go check it out, test it out, try the export scene and see if it works the way it wants. It's designed to work, and also the searching using highlights. And as I've mentioned, I wish they can just make sure that if you're searching for these ones, the color indicates or corresponds to what is the highlight color right here. That's it for this video. Until next time, stay safe and never stop learning. Thanks for watching.